Trevor, I mean, day one of main camp here, all the vets are back at it. How's it feel?
Oh, it was awesome. First off, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You guys are the real MVPs. Just so grateful for you guys and the way that you guys take care of not only our kids, but also us. I know that when I left, I kind of made the half-hearted joke that at least my wife has one less kid for the next month, so happy Mother's Day. But yeah, great to have everybody back out here. Felt really good. Feels like we're a step ahead of where we were last year at this point, and yeah, it's just one of those like great feelings, like first day of school sort of situation. So
how big of a jump can a player take from year one to year two? I'm thinking of guys like Keyshawn Johnson and Dante Myers for you guys on offense.
Yeah, I think like the jump happens from like where they're at toward the end of the year and self-reflecting on where they could be better. Fine-tuning certain things, knowing the offense a little bit better, the intricacies, because that's what really separates the good from the great from the elite is the small details, the small finer details. And I think you can already see that the light's already on for both of those guys. And there are a couple guys that get me pretty excited. Them two, Shafe and Sam, obviously. So.
What's it like to have the fans back out here? A couple cheers throughout the training camp day one.
Yeah. They don't get too enamored with the 8 to 10, 12-yard completions, but so you got to throw some bombs in there for them. So yeah, it was awesome. They're obviously Rider Nation, loud and proud. Everybody that comes here talks about the crowd, talks about the fans, talks about the support, and very deservingly so. And so we're grateful to be back in front of them.
Trev, how much had you been looking forward to this day, this practice?
Very long time. Walking off the field in Winnipeg, I wasn't sure what happened next, and had the short time, talk with my wife and whatnot, and from then it was like, I can't imagine having the same coordinator, having the same set of main guys coming back, and then not only that, you add a healthy AJ, and you had back Jamarcus, and so it's something that we've been really looking forward to because I feel like we can really hit the ground running this year.
How does it feel to get to connect with the new players on the team, the rookies? How does this practice feel in that sense?
It's very fun, and a lot of guys come here, they don't know what to expect, and then inevitably they're man, this is good football. It's very surprising to them how good of football it is, and I think anybody that comes here and witnesses it live understands the speed of the game is a little different, and the intensity is awesome, and this is a high quality game that we're very proud to put on the field and for the amazing people of Canada.
Trevor, you mentioned Jamarcus. What's it like having him back in the huddle?
It's fun. He just says little comments that aren't PG rated that I can't really repeat here, that just make you smile and laugh and make you understand how great he is to have in the huddle because he's so businesslike, he's so intense, but he makes it fun, and he's just one of the guys you're happy on. He's on your side.
You're a student of the game, that's very obvious. What was it like to be able to study the same offensive playbook 2 years in a row?
Yeah, first time since 2018, so it's been a relief, to not have to completely learn a new system and, think about what the play calls are, think about what the formations are and what, how the read changes based on, going from one formation to the next or, the certain cadences and whatnot. But, we're adding to the cadences and, we're adding little things, but it's branched off of our base of who we are.
I hope this question isn't insulting, but I mentioned to Coach that obviously the offseason was talking about making sure we keep the core together, right? The continuity. And do you have to guard against complacency then coming in?
Yeah, I think that's a good question because I think a lot of people talk about continuity and for very good reason, but I think you have to ask yourself, with continuity, have you reached a ceiling? Like, have we tapped out who we are? And we're not even close to that. With this group, bringing it back is almost like, okay, we just finally, got to take the training wheels off toward the end of the year. Now I think we could be riding, some mopeds and some motorcycles, and by the end of the year, I think that terrible analogy, but you know what I mean. But they're, I think we're kind of this by no means does continuity mean that let's run it back again, same group, see what happened. Now, like, there's more from this group, and you can feel it.
I mean, you're doing a scrum, and some fan screams or exclaims, "That's my quarterback." How does that just remind you that you're back in Saskatchewan again?
Yeah, that was Keen Schaefer Baker though. So I am his quarterback, and that's my receiver. But that guy, I love that guy. It's just looking out in the huddle, seeing him and Sam and Keyshawn and Dante, like familiar faces, guys that I know and trust and know what they're good at. And I don't have to spend the first 2 to 3 weeks of camp figuring out what they like, the ball placements that they want and whatnot. It's awesome. And so fired up that we have this group, and it's going to be quite a fun one.
I know last year, you don't want to look at that, but just how it ended, how close you guys got. Is there that extra I don't know, hunger or something. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but something to it with just how close this team got last year.
Yeah, and it's not any sort of hatred of the enemy. It's a love for our brothers here in this room and how much we care about one another and how far we want to, take this thing and, doing things that maybe have never been done before for this sort of a situation. And it really is. You get back together. I told my wife I got here. I said this is the first time since 2018 I felt like I came back home from home, and stepping into this province, stepping here with these guys, with the coaches and whatnot. I felt like I came home, and I think that a lot of kind of guys have that same sentiment. It's it's not just like a hey, great to see you, man. How was the family? It's a deeper conversations. It's certain things that we're looking forward to to doing together this year and whatnot, and you can feel that it's a little deeper meaning this year.
Last year, the mantra was "Don't flinch." Are you ready to share what this year's mantra is yet? Or?
Not yet. I told the guys that we'll do it when we get back to Regina. So maybe the social media team can kind of film that and we'll deliver that news there. And I want to get the fans involved a little bit this year, and I want to try and see if we can maybe make maybe an extra 10,000 wristbands and see if we can sell them in the team shop and donate every dollar to the Children's Hospital here in Saskatoon, or some sort of good cause that we can maybe do from this, and maybe start something really cool that we could do every year here, where we have a team mantra and we sell the wristbands and the fans are involved with it, and we're able to give back to such a great cause like the Saskatoon Children's Hospital.
What was the recovery process this past week compared to the previous year, and just your overall feeling saying into day one of just how your body's reacting?
Yeah, it was much quicker this year. Most of my rehab was during the season trying to get the ACL healed, the MCL completely healed and whatnot. And this offseason, my brother, he's a physician assistant, he actually did my PRP shots. And so doing the PRP shots, it's amazing, like truly amazing technology. I feel like it's real medicine. And honestly, like my knee feels brand new. So I told guys out there, look for Trevor Vick this year. Half-hearted jokingly, obviously I'm not. I know who I am, and that's not it, but I feel like I can run a little bit better.
That reminds me, we knew about the knee injury, but the ACL was something new that came out this offseason. So partially torn, is that correct? And
yep.
That happened at the same time, obviously?
Yep,
or?
Yep, it happened against Hamilton, and it was one of those situations where it was just going to be tough sledding through the year, kind of putting any pressure into it and, planting off of it and whatnot. So I was just kind of modified my game a little bit as best I could. And obviously making sure I'm not putting my team in a compromised position by being out there. But it was good enough, and I feel great now. So like I said, the PRP shots, Cody Harris, you ever need PRP shots, that's the guy. A truly remarkable job, and knee feels brand new, so I was pretty excited. Thanks, guys.
Awesome, thanks.
All right.